think you've got your English covered for your next big trip? What if I told you that without a few key strategies and phrases, you might actually be missing out on some of the most, well, memorable moments of your entire journey? Welcome to Daily English Practice. Listen and speak. Today, we're taking a deep dive into English for sightseeing. So we all picture ourselves, exploring incredible new places, enjoying those holidays we've looked forward to. But then that little worry creeps in. Will my English be good enough? Our mission with this deep dive isn't just like giving you a word list. It's really about providing insights, practical tips on how to quickly brush up your English for travel, focusing on the communication you actually need to make your holidays richer. We've looked at some interesting sources to give you maybe a shortcut to being well-informed for your travels, moving beyond just getting by.
Yeah, getting by is one thing, but engaging is another. And that engagement is so important because, well, English really is a global lingua franca now, especially common in places like North America, a lot of continental Europe too. It's quite fascinating how just, a basic grasp of common travel phrases can open doors. It really can transform your trip from just watching things happen to actively participating. It's not just about asking for directions, it's connecting, maybe sharing a joke, understanding a local story. This familiarity, it really comes in handy all over the world, actually, not just in primarily English-speaking countries.
Okay, so let's unpack some of these strategies for getting your English ready. And here's something that might make you feel a bit better right away. Our sources suggest you absolutely do not need perfect English. Native speakers, apparently, really appreciate the effort. That's a big relief, isn't it?
It really is. That's a crucial point. What often surprises people, I think, especially if they've had, let's say, less positive language experiences elsewhere, is how generally positive English native speakers tend to be about their language. It's quite different from some other places where, people might be more particular about grammar or accent. So this brings up a really important question for you listening. If perfection isn't the main goal, what is? What's the most effective way to prepare?
So what does this mean for actually preparing? It kind of shifts the focus, doesn't it? Instead of chasing perfect grammar or stressing about accents, you should probably prioritize practical speaking. And maybe even more importantly, listening. Effective listening. We're not talking about becoming fluent for a, 2-week trip. The real aim is picking up essential bits. How to ask for help, how to ask about a price, how to find your way around shops. Functional stuff.
Exactly. Functional and confident. And this highlights something fundamental. Your confidence in speaking is directly tied to how confident you feel understanding. If you're pretty sure you'll get what people are saying, you'll naturally feel, well, more relaxed about responding.
Makes sense.
So for practical listening practice, one really good technique is just immersing yourself in real spoken English. Watching films, TV series, platforms like Oro.tv are great for this. The key insight isn't just passive watching. It's about noticing the patterns of speech, the rhythm, stuff you miss in textbooks.
Right.
Another brilliant resource is the Easy Languages YouTube channel. You can start with subtitles in your own language, then maybe switch to English subtitles, and eventually try without them. It's a step-by-step way to train your ear.
Okay, here's something I found really interesting for building confidence, and it's maybe a tip people overlook. Practicing your English for travel with tutors from the country you're actually going to visit.
Oh, yeah. That's a fantastic point. If you think about the bigger picture, the real benefit there isn't just general accent practice. It's getting used to the specific ways non-native speakers in that country might speak English, their rhythm, their common phrases.
Like the example you mentioned.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, exactly. Say you're off to Prague. Taking a few online lessons with a Czech English teacher can tune your ear to that specific sound. Sometimes those non-native accents can be trickier than native ones if you're not used to them.
Right.
So that direct exposure before you even pack your bags, it can give your confidence a massive boost. You arrive feeling much more prepared.
Okay, so that's preparation covered. Let's dive into the actual words and phrases you'll need while you're there. You know that saying the English like to mind their P's and Q's?
Ah, yes. It just means paying attention to etiquette, being polite, and good manners, well, they're appreciated everywhere, aren't they?
Definitely.
So start with the basics. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Obvious, but essential. And of course, please, thank you, and how are you? Can't go wrong with those.
And that cheers thing in England.
Oh, yes, cheers. Very common, very friendly way to say thank you in the UK. Good one to use. And for asking for things, may I have? Or maybe a bit more informal, could I get? Those are polite and effective.
Okay, let's make these practical. Think about real situations when you're out sightseeing. First up, just navigating your day. Basic survival stuff. Asking for directions. Where is the restroom in the US? Or where's the bathroom in the UK? Good to know the difference. Or where is the nearest bus station or train station? Standard stuff. What about phone charging? Always a panic moment.
Right. Is there somewhere I can charge my phone? Or charge my laptop?
Very useful. And for luggage, is there somewhere I can leave my bag? Or leave my luggage?
Yeah, for left luggage facility.
Crucially, if you get stuck... I'm sorry, I don't understand. Could you please repeat that?
That phrase is gold. Shows you're trying, you're engaged. People nearly always respond well to that.
Okay, next category. Eating and drinking. Always a highlight.
Absolutely.
You need a table. I'd like a table for 2 people, please. Or however many. Planning ahead. Can I book a table for 4 people at 7 p.m.?
Simple, clear.
And the absolute essential. Can I have a menu, please? Can't order without it.
True. These unlock the whole dining experience.
Then, paying for things can be a bit different depending on where you are.
Definitely.
I'd like to pay by card or pay by cash. Pretty standard. But asking about tips is smart. Is a tip included on the bill? Shows you're aware.
Good one. Avoids awkwardness.
And dining with friends. Split the bill. Means everyone pays their own share.
Right. Or the server might ask you, do you want to split it? Good to know what that means.
Okay, getting around. Let's start with trains. Public transport can be intimidating.
It can seem that way, yeah. Don't let it bamboozle you.
Beyond just reading the signs, you might need to ask, does this train go to London?
Yeah.
Or, I'm going to Oxford. Is this the right platform? Just confirming.
Essential checks.
Need help with bags. Can you please help me with my bag?
Yeah.
Or with my luggage. Most people are helpful.
Usually, yes.
And when you arrive, where's the station exit? Or maybe, where's the taxi rank? Finding a seat. Excuse me, is this seat available? Always polite.
Good manners again.
And listen out for staff saying tickets, please.
And that classic London Underground announcement. Mind the gap.
Ah, yes, mind the gap. You'll definitely hear that. What about taking the bus? Maybe slightly less formal than trains sometime.
Can be.
Useful phrases. I'd like a single ticket to. Or a return ticket to. Your destination. Asking about timings. What time does the bus leave? Confirming the route. Does this bus go to the museum?
Right, checking it's the right one.
And duration. How long is the journey to the city center?
All very practical questions.
Finally, flying and airport navigation. Airports are full of English signs and announcements.
It's a whole language in themselves sometimes.
Knowing key terms helps a lot. Passport control in the UK, usually immigration in the US.
Good distinction.
Then there's bag check or bag drop where you leave your big suitcases. Baggage claim where you pick them up again. Gate, terminal, departures, arrivals, customs. Seeing these words helps you find your way.
Absolutely. Just recognizing them on the signs makes everything smoother. You know, this raises a question. Is there like one super versatile phrase, a sort of Swiss Army knife for communication?
Ooh, good question. Is there?
I think so. The phrase, excuse me, it's incredibly useful. It basically has 3 main functions, and if you get these, it really helps.
Okay. What else?
First, getting someone's attention politely before you ask something. Excuse me, where is the station?
Right, standard.
Second, as a quick apology, if you bump into someone or need to squeeze past, oh, excuse me.
Yep, good.
And third, and this is really handy if you didn't hear or understand something, just say, excuse me, with a rising intonation, like a question.
Instead of what?
Exactly. It prompts them to repeat themselves. It's simple, polite, and very effective.
That is versatile. Okay, great tip. Which leads us nicely to maybe the most crucial advice overall. You have to actually practice English during your trip. Don't be shy. Remember what we said about native speakers being positive. Most people really are happy you're making an effort.
Absolutely. Push yourself a little.
Yeah, don't just, stick to guides who speak your own language if you can help it. It's a mischance.
It really is. And what's fascinating is just how many real-world learning opportunities pop up naturally when you travel. It's like a living classroom.
So what kind of opportunities?
Well, one easy thing is to just talk to hotel staff in English, even if you suspect they speak your language.
Like deliberately choosing English.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty low-pressure situation to practice asking questions, making requests, understanding the answers. Good practice.
Okay, what else?
Seek out free walking tours. So many cities have them now. The guides almost always operate in English. We've heard from students, for example, that the free tours in Prague were super helpful. You get history, culture.
And lots of English listening practice.
Exactly. And finally, check out local language exchange communities. Apps like Meetup often list them. In lots of European cities, like, say, Barcelona, you'll find groups specifically meeting up to practice English.
Oh, interesting. So you meet locals and other travelers.
Yeah. It's a great, authentic way to just chat, practice your conversation skills in a relaxed, social way.
Okay, so to kind of bring all this together,
Mm.
imagine using these phrases and strategies while you're actually exploring somewhere amazing, like, say, the history and culture of Edinburgh in Scotland, or maybe the big cities in eastern Canada.
Yeah, let's connect that. Think about Edinburgh. Imagine using your improved English there. You're not just looking at the Palace of Holyrood House, the Queen's place in Scotland. You're maybe asking a guide a question about its history. Or you're chatting with a local about the military tattoo.
And actually understanding their Scottish accent.
Right. Or maybe you're at the Sardines Hall Museums and you ask a staff member about an exhibit that catches your eye. It's those little spontaneous interactions, ordering a coffee, asking for a dinner recommendation, getting the joke from a street performer at the Fringe Festival.
That's what makes it real.
That's what immerses you. The city comes alive through the language. Those small linguistic wins, they create the best memories.
Or think about eastern Canada. English is an official language there, so it's total immersion. Imagine discussing Niagara Falls while you're actually on the Hornblower cruise feeling the spray, or navigating Toronto asking for directions to the CN Tower, cruising the 1,000 islands from Kingston, chatting with people on the boat, exploring Ottawa, the capital. Even in Montreal, which is bilingual, you'd use these phrases constantly. Finding the Notre Dame Basilica, climbing Mount Royal, figuring out how to get to the Olympic Stadium.
Every single one of those interactions, ordering food, buying a ticket, asking about a landmark, it's all practice.
It builds confidence with every conversation. It really is like a living classroom. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for your next trip? Well, from confidently asking where's the restroom, to understanding mind the gap. Being prepared for English for sightseeing is about so much more than just, surviving. It really means diving deeper into your travel experience, connecting with people, and feeling more capable every day.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to consider as you plan your adventures. How might actively using and, yes, improving your practical English skills transform your travel, turning it from just a journey between places into a real adventure of discovery, of connection, opening doors to experiences you might otherwise completely miss?
We really hope this deep dive has given you a useful roadmap, some practical ideas to enhance your future travels, wherever you're headed. Happy travels, and we'd love to hear how English unlocks new experiences for you.